played to the full.
Well, some people say that there should be a delicate balance, because after people, it's always seen as I don't want to say spoils of war, but oftentimes if elections are fought as hardly as wars are fought, some people see those kinds of things as the spoils of office, and that you have to find a way to compensate party members. But how would you recommend that balance be?
That balance is what I have just said.
Yes.
That you may appoint politically affiliated people to the boards of government corporations. But one of the problems with this is that it has led to a complete breakdown of corporate governance in the public sector. There's no corporate governance in Nigeria's public sector. All our institutions are
politically affiliated people will mean technocrats, non-core politicians?
I mean core politicians.
Okay.
Appointing too many of them into boards, and as is the case today, as CEOs, not just the boards. So I would say that the dividing line must stop at the board level. CEOs and down should be career technocrats. That's the approach I would take. Now, even at the board level, you should be also able to appoint people who may not be politically affiliated and mix them with politically affiliated people, so there's a balance of corporate governance in government institutions. But looking at the public sector as spoils of political war is why this country is not being governed properly. The economy is grounded, security is grounded, everything is grounded in this country today. Not much is moving, with very few exceptions. And that's because we are engaged in politics without governance. We need to begin to focus far more on governance and electing people who understand what governance means. That's why, for example, I have offered myself for the presidency of this country, because if I had that opportunity, I would bring knowledge and a determination for good governance into the whole system, not just as politics.
It's early days yet.
I know.
For
I'm not
campaign.
It's
early days yet for campaign. But I want to ask you, as we see, the kind of memoranda that are coming forth
yes.
to the National Assembly and to the public hearing, are you optimistic that anything fundamentally?
This is Shining Light TV station, London. There's something Kingsley said here. I didn't really get it. When we're in National Assembly, let's say it's a political appointee. Let's say they offer somebody who study education, who has masters in education. They offered you 4 years to be in charge of University of Lagos. As soon as the government is finished, 4 years, your political appointee finished. But there was something that Kingsley was saying here. They offered them the political appointee among the political sectors, and they still made them the CEO. When you are talking about CEO, what I understand in international countries, CEO mean is, let's say you form a company and somebody like the CEO of Elizabeth London, a political appointee is different. Let's say there's a federal institution, Federal College of Education, you offer somebody political appointee for 4 years to manage the institution. After political appointee, after 4 years, the person have to go, another person have to come. By joining CEO and the I don't know if the CEO Kingsley mean is the not the one we register in company house as a founder of a company, the CEO. Political appointee, nobody, let's say they offer somebody who is a PhD holder, okay, go and manage a Federal College of Education. It's just political appointee, or be a minister, political appointee, You cannot say, okay, be a political appointee of this company and still be the CEO. I don't know what Kingsley mean, but let's go on with their topic.
Fundamental is going to be done to change what people think is wrong with our constitution?
I'm not very optimistic because if you look at the character of Nigerian politicians today, look, Nigeria, people talk about, ethnicity, tribe, religion. There are only 2 tribes in Nigeria today: the politicians and the people. And those politicians are across all the ethnic groups. Many of them will conspire, loot, and share together, regardless of whether they are Christians or Muslims or whatever. And the people who are suffering from the misgovernance of this country cut across stripes. Poverty does not know religion. The woman whose price of food has doubled in the last year, it does not affect you based on what religion you are or what ethnic group you are. So that is the point. We need to recognize this fact. And the only thing that can solve it is the electoral process. We need to bring about a new vision of leadership and governance into this country. And the only way to do that is through elections, by electing people who have those kinds of mindsets. That's the point I'm trying to make. If you don't solve that problem at this fundamental level, the character of Nigerian politics will remain the same. And the consequence is that we will not be properly governed, and we will remain a poor, underdeveloped country today. If you look, for example, at the Nigerian citizen also has a role to play. Of course they do. You see, just to make one final point, there is something in this country that is kind of opposed to intellectuals in politics. So you will see people, citizens saying, oh, that man is blowing grammar. You see what I'm saying? It tells you that the citizen himself does not know what he or she actually needs for his or her own progress. You see what I'm saying? If you have been electing people who are not blowing grammar, they're doing the quote-unquote practical. Well, how far? Why is the economy the way it is? Why is the security situation the way it is? If you cannot think it, you cannot do it. Intellect matters. Why is it that all the foreign investment, car manufacturing plants, Twitter, now the manufacturing of COVID vaccines, everything is going to Ghana? The president of Ghana, have you heard him speak? Have you been in, you understand, ideas, the man has ideas. So this is the point. Our people should understand that intellect, ideas are what rule the world. And they should look in their political representatives for people who have those kinds of characteristics. The reason they don't is that the current political class has pulverized the minds of our citizens. And our citizens' minds have become enslaved by our politicians to serve the interests of those politicians. And that's terrible.
Well, all eyes on the electoral process as we approach 2023. Let us see how just that goes, especially with the complaint of the INEC chairman.
This is Shining Light TV station, London. What Kingsley said about that man is blowing grammar, it makes sense as well, because let's say 70% of Nigerians, they are still illiterate on your type of grammar you are blowing. I'm not against your grammar. I can stand on any English you say, but make it more, when you are speaking to public, you know that the country you are speaking to, 70% of them are still illiterate. So you have to say basic English. When you meet professors like PhD holder on your level, speak the same grammar. I didn't disagree with your grammar. I enjoy your grammar. But another thing I'm talking here, the mindset of the people electing people, the mindset of this Hausa must be the president. We should start erasing it from people's mind. We should start erasing it out. The government is not for the Hausa. The government is not for the northern state. That is why people say they are fed up. There's one documentary I watched, the boy is in America. The documentary with South African and the boy in the United States. The northern boy said that the government, Nigeria, the British government sold Nigeria to them with 800,000. It's on internet, I just look at this one. I say, does he know what he's talking about? The mindset of the whole Nigeria thinking that the presidency belongs to the northern region. It's about time for you people to start raising it out of their mind that the president is an open field to everybody. The presidency is open field. It's not I know that they say Hausas will not let them get to the presidency. But when we start raising it out of their mind now, it makes changes. It brings their mindset. Say, oh, I can be a president tomorrow, But 80% of people you brought out, 78% will say, oh, no, the Hausas will not, the Hausas don't want anybody to be president. The whole mindset of Nigerian people have tuned that the Hausas, the presidency is meant for them. Thank you. Shining Light TV station, London, worldwide.
That those elections could be under threat with the current situation, the threat already being posed to its offices by burning and all manner of dangers, even to its own personnel, it would seem. But we have to thank you for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. We will be following your thoughts also as you articulate them in papers and wherever else you're writing. Well, thank you so much for coming on Sunrise Elite this morning. Dr. Kingsley Moghalu is a former presidential candidate and also a former deputy governor at the Central Bank of Nigeria. Thank you once again for coming on Sunrise.
Thank you very much.
Listen, you are not a human being. You are a human becoming, a woman becoming into her greatness. But the thing is, many women get stuck, lost, and confused because something's happened in their past that has stopped them from being great. And I want to tell you.
Yeah, I'm going to end this video here. This is Shining Light TV station, London, worldwide. You have had the interview, the word baffle.
Let's hit the road, shall we, everyone? The House of Representatives.
What baffled me more on this interview is what Buhari said, I'm going back to that topic. What Buhari said is unbearable, that he will give it to them more harder. It's really wrong. A president to come out and say this, that he knows the message have gone worldwide, that you give it to them more harder. What type of president is that? This is what that's why I went to this documentary, and I'm warning you people across the whole world, this documentary is not a copyright. I used their documentary to analyze my speech, analyze my message. Shining Light TV station, London, stay put and worldwide. Keep on sending this message across the whole world, Keep on listening and pass your message. Send your message to your people in Africa. You have heard what came out from the horse's mouth. You have heard it. You cannot say you didn't hear it. Thank you.